Good evening and welcome to Blueprint Exclusive. I'm Madhavdas G, and it's a debate that has sparked up a controversy inside the House. A comment related to lungis that has been made by a BJP member of Parliament has got the vote of a left Member of Parliament John Britas, who said that this is not a correct statement that was made, that it is a parochial statement that has found its way into the House. And in fact, the issue being debated in the upper house of the Raj Sabha as well, but even Sushmita Dev, they said that if it was required, then she could also apologize. She has also gone on to say or file a privilege motion against John Britas for his use of another phrase which was objectionable according to her. So that is, of course, the face-off, in the midst of which, of course, there is a whole lot of politics. But first, listening to what happened in the Raj Sabha.
See, I have given a notice of privilege against Sushmita Dev to the Honorable Chairman, and her remark is not against me as such. It's against a culture. We are proud Indians, we are proud South Indians, and I am also a proud Malayali. When she calls a South Indian a Lungiwala, it's a stereotyping, it's a derogatory, and it's a slur. And I feel that the Honorable Chairman would look into it. And I have nothing personal against her.
He has filed a breach of privilege against me. I have filed a breach of privilege against him. Because on 10th of August at 4:34 p.m., what is on Sunset TV Live, I have a record. And I want the Vice President to take a decision on that. The reason I'm not telling you in the channel is because it has to do with the religion. And it will further divide us, which I don't want. I've told him in the floor of the House that he's welcome to come and seek a clarification from me. I never said anything derogatory about the people of Kerala. Don't let their statements mislead you.
Dhoti is part of our tradition. So you have to respect, mind each other's culture. No, Smita Dev made this comment because now she is part of BJP, and we are all part of this privilege motion. We had met the chairman yesterday. We all support Mr. Britas in this case. And it's not only an insult to his personality, but it's an insult to the entire South Indians.
और भारत का संविधान कहता है किसी के पहनावे पे, किसी के खान पान पर, किसी के त्यौहार पर कोई इस तरह की बातें नहीं करेगा जो अपमानजनक हो। अगर भाजपा के सत्तारूढ़ दल के सदस्य ने ऐसा किया है तो निश्चित रूप से वो अवमानना का सवाल है।
In this August House, every honorable member is equal. We are all equal Indians. If there is anything which is objectionable or which is unbecoming of the character of the nation or the dignity of the House, I am not witness to whatever Honorable Member John Nobody is witness. My request is, you can call the concerned person, the Honorable Member, and hear them out.
At the same time, Tamil Nadu is also sharpening its pitch for women's reservations, saying that the 33% reservation must be done without linking it to the delimitation bill. Also asking for the 543 seats number to be frozen as far as Lok Sabha is concerned. This is the statement coming in from Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Joseph Vijay. At the same time, his own party senior leader, Adhav Arjuna, has also spoken about the heft of South India, saying that it's certain northern states that always get preference as far as the Prime Minister's post is concerned, pitching for more prime ministerial posts coming in from the southern states. Listen into these comments.
மகளிருக்கான தொகுதி ஒதுக்கீட்டை மக்கள் தொகை கணக்கெடுப்பு மற்றும் தொகுதி மறுவரையுடன் இணைத்து அதனை ஒத்திவைக்க கூடாது. மேற்படி தொகுதி ஒதுக்கீட்டை விரைந்து நடைமுறைப்படுத்துவதற்கு உரிய நடவடிக்கைகள் எடுக்கப்பட வேண்டும் என தமிழ்நாடு அரசு ஒன்றிய அரசை வலியுறுத்துகிறது.
5-6 வட மாநிலங்கள் சேர்ந்தால் ஒரு பிரதம மந்திரியை உருவாக்க முடியும் என்கின்ற நிலை இன்றைய வரையும் இருந்துட்டு இருக்கு. அதை மாற்றப்பட வேண்டும். தென்னிந்தியாவிலிருந்து, ஏன் தமிழ்நாட்டிலிருந்து ஒரு பிரதம மந்திரி எதிர்காலத்தில் உருவாக்கப்பட வேண்டும். அதிகாரம் உத்தரப்பிரதேசுக்கோ, பீகாருக்கோ, குஜராத்துக்கோ மட்டுமல்ல. நம்மளுடைய குரல் சட்டமன்றத்தில் ஒலித்தது போல ஒரு நாள் பாராளுமன்றத்தில் ஒரு பிரதம மந்திரியாக ஒலிக்க வேண்டும்.
Let me introduce our panelists. Joining us is Mr. Santosh Kumar, who is a member of parliament of the CPI from the Rajya Sabha. Joining me is Gargi Nandiroy, political analyst. Shashank Shekharja is lawyer of the Supreme Court joining us. Let me start with you first. Gargi Nandiroy, why would a comment such as Lungiwala's be made by a member of parliament? She has offered to apologize, and of course that's after the privilege motion was moved by Mr. John Bretas. But why would such a comment be made in the first place? Because, you know, it's Lungiwalas, it could be Kurtawalas, it could be any other item that is tomorrow, you know, subject to this kind of a loose comment. Why make such a comment which is, you know, parochial, a slur in nature?
Madhav, I agree that because our country is so diverse in culture, anybody's attire or racial identity, that should not be attacked. I accept that. But having said that, I think she should be heard. Sometimes we often, to refer somebody, we pick up a particular identical features and we to refer that person. So we said, oh, topi wala, call that topi wala, that topi. So may not be a derogatory term. So she should be heard. Why did she use that? Was it used in a derogatory manner? Also, the person who is a proud Malayali, I think he should proudly flaunt his Malayali identity. Yes, we wear lungi. Now suppose somebody calls me a sari wali, a jhumke wali. I will flaunt it, yes. But this is my Bengali identity. I wear a sari, jhumka. So why not be proud of your identity?
Mr. JP Nadda said it's not actually a lungi, it's actually a dhoti. It's called a munda. But let
her be heard. Did she use it in a derogatory manner? That is the point. If she has used it in a derogatory manner, okay, whatever actions need to be taken should be taken. But if not,
Santosh Kumar, respond to that. The context should be seen. Did she use it in a derogatory manner or not? Your response.
Now, things of the Honorable Chairman was very positive and the issue is settled forever. And we cannot change the mindset of some people, so there is no point in arguing with them. But at the same time, we cannot accept any derogatory comment on our culture, language, food, because we are a proud Malayalis and proud Indians. So, unfortunately, a seasoned parliamentarian like Sushmita Dev had to comment like this, and I don't know what provoked her to make such a derogatory comment. But as far as, I am concerned, that issue is over, and I should congratulate the chairman also, because he was so cordial and positive to our demand, and he allowed Mr. Bretas to speak, and thereafter it was peacefully settled.
The matter was peacefully settled. But the matter doesn't end over there, because Shashank Shekharja, Sushmita Dev has also filed a counter privilege motion, because she says there are certain comments invoking religion that were made by Mr. Bretas. So is this the end of the matter, or are we going to see the matter being taken further by Sushmita Dev?
My fellow panelists here. Madhavji, there are two aspects to this. You see, this is the parliamentarian session where Kerala has been introduced as a name for Kerala state. So that shows that Parliament of India this time has actually considered the requirement of Kerala state. Now, having said that, this is the last day of Parliament, and bringing up tomorrow is the last day, and bring up this issue on the very last day shows that Communist Party is not trying to have a very good ending of this Parliament session, which has already been created by a lot of noise. Now you see this point, which is very valid.
No, they are saying we are being called names. So how is it their effort?
I am from Bihar, and Kerala people do not treat us like Kerala people. Kerala politicians often from Communist Party often say us bhaiyas. That doesn't mean that it is derogatory for us.
Who has said it? Who has said it? Who has said it?
There are various politicians
Of Congress, bearing one.
No, but he's saying left. MPs have called people from Bihar as bhaiyas. Is that true?
We treat them as guest workers. Aditi Toilali. So we never use derogatory terms.
We talk about context. Now we talk about context. So this is the context. They refer to us bhaiyas, which many find offensive, but they have their own references. So here.
No, but he's saying there is no such word used. He's saying we call them as guest workers. We give them a lot of respect when people from Bihar come to Kerala.
Not only in Kerala, but also in Tamil Nadu or Karnataka, the sitting ministers have called bhaiyas to people from Bihar and UP. Not only that, but Maharashtra also. So you also always need to have the context. What the fellow panelist was trying to say.
Okay.
What I said in the beginning, why did she use that? That has to be found. And people who are troubled by the term lungi, they have no problem when a girl is abusing the Prime Minister and his mother. See that there also lies the hypocrisy. You are supporting the people.
I think there is two things. One is a street protest, the other is a parliament protest. Let's not confuse the two. Gali anywhere is
unacceptable. While the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, called Shashi Tharoor's wife as a 15 crore rupee lover, 50 crore rupee lover, can you accept the same?
So this is applicable to all citizens of our country. And when we talk about the Jantar Mantar student protest, there may be 0.1% of students or others might have used this kind of derogatory terms. But you cannot tarnish the image of that movement by projecting these people. We were with the students and that achieved a huge, momentum in the country. Now BJP is on back foot. That you have to understand. So don't try to justify and don't drag this Jantar Mantar protest into this discussion. We have to confine to the subject. That's my request.
Let's confine it to this. Okay, let's confine it to the subject of the parliament, and let's go. We also bring in Nikhil Jain. Nikhil Jain, what do you have to respond to Shashank Shekhar Jha, because he says that there are politicians from the south who refer to people from Bihar as bhaiyas. So that is also not politically correct. And he's citing certain examples of ministers from Tamil Nadu as well. What do you have to say to that?
I do agree that whoever makes comments or uses language or terms or words that are associated with a particular region or a religion in a derogatory manner, in a pejorative manner, that's wrong. That should not be accepted. That should be condemned, whether it is the Prime Minister doing it, whether it is somebody from the opposition doing it. I don't stand by it. But again, to bring out this discussion that some 15-year-old in a street protest said something in front of a social media camera on the street and then compare it to a member of parliament saying that in the premises of the parliament, I think that's a bizarre comparison to make. Madhav, you also come from the southern part of the country. It's a very culturally rich part of the country.
One by one. But language anyway.
Absolutely. No two doubts about it.
He has also agreed to that. Being a member of parliament, he is agreeing to that. So why are you disagreeing on that point?
I'm simply saying, Madhav, that anybody who uses a term that becomes a racial or a regional slur, that should not be accepted. That should not be kosher. As simple as that. I'm not differing on that.
All right. Yeah, you want to add to that?
It is very clear. Whoever uses this kind of derogatory cannot be allowed.
Okay. Now let me come to the next. Now let me come to the next issue at hand, and you can come in on this, Shashank. The point is that also now it's coming on a day when Vijay, who is the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, has come out to say, why is the centre linking the women's reservation bill with that of delimitation? They're coming out to say that that entire cap of 546 should continue, because otherwise it will be injustice to the southern states. Your response to that? 543.
You see, the population of India is 140 crore plus. So you cannot have only 542 to represent those 140 crore population. So that is the Constitution of India, as drafted by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, has put in there that delimitation should be there. And adding to that, now there is women reservation, which gives reservation to women in parliament. So without curving to the rights or the privilege of any parliamentarian who stands by their position, it gives you two benefits. One, reservation for women for the first time in Parliament of India. Second, extra number of seats so to represent everyone properly in the Parliament of India. Because see, this is only one parliament of this country. There can be only one parliament of this country which makes laws for the entire country. So you need to have fair representation in order to bring all points in the parliament session.
Okay, needs to be fair representation. Therefore, Vijay's contention is not correct. Do you agree with him?
I see this is a very serious issue, and South states are having certain serious concerns. For example, we had effectively controlled population. So we can't pay for that. No. The point is that you should not link this with women reservation. It's an entirely different topic. Women reservation must be practically implemented. And the parliament has passed that law, way back in 2025 itself. Now, why you link these two issues? That's a serious question. What is the point in linking women reservation and delimitation? Yeah. This is an entirely different topic. Yellow woman, 181 seats out of 543. So simple. What prevents you from making such a legislation? You answer to this question first. Nobody explained so far. What is your problem in giving 181 seats to Indian women out of the 543? To this simple question, no one is answered. No Prime Minister, no Amit Shah, no any other minister in the cabinet.
Gargi Nandirai, respond.
Yes, any problem, what he said, why not give about 33% and 543? But having said that, Madhav, our constitution mandates that after every census there should be delimitation, and there has been a 50-year phrase we know from 1971. But between 50s and the northern states are underrepresented. And why this delimitation? Because under an MLA or under an MP, they should have.
But that's not what the centre is saying. The centre is saying we're going to give a pro rata hike, and that and that they are not talking about northern states and representation. They want to increase the entire size of the house. So even center is not arguing that there should be more representation for northern states.
No, they are not saying that. I just said represented also. So what you are saying?
Because they have not controlled population, which is the counter argument.
No.
Population is the sole basis.
No, but they have said that there's a 50% increase. See, I think that Tamil Nadu has 39, was a 59. Everywhere where we saw the numbers, everywhere there is a...
That further, what is the gap? Kindly understand. Now the gap between Kerala and UP is 60. After the so-called proposal, no, it will be 90. So Kerala is having 20 will be increased to 30. Will be agreed to 30. UP is having, just for an example, not against UP, 80 will be to 120. Means the gap between Kerala and UP will be 90. What is it now? It's just 60 now.
So what should be done? How should the numbers be increased?
One important point is that we need to freeze this thing for another 25 or 15 years minimum. Okay. That is possible. That is practical. That is the best solution. And let all states to control population effectively. Okay. Those states who are controlled population effectively should not be punished like this.
Okay. Respond to that. Okay. Respond to that. Shashank.
States get too many resources at the first few years of independence. Say all the natural, all the government institutes, for example, HAL, BAIL, etc., etc. They never oppose it.
That's not correct. That is not correct. Don't say there are no institutes in North India. There's IITs there in Delhi. It is there in many parts. That is not an argument at all. That is a completely factually incorrect argument, Shashank. Institutes are there across the country. There are institutes of higher learning. There are PSUs across the country. There are many heavy industries were there. Bihar had no heavy industries, are you saying? At the time of independence? At the time of independence they had. Of course they had heavy industries. Come on, you can't factually argue that. You can argue that freight rationalization hurt Bihar. One second. You can argue that freight rationalization hurt Bihar, a state such as Bihar. But you cannot argue. The maximum amount of industry was in Calcutta, for instance, in the eastern part of the country. So,
everything went to South.
No, they went. Why? Because of certain other economic reasons.
So I'm just saying that it benefited South. It benefited South.
Bokaro. What about Jharkhand, which is now Jharkhand? Where are all these industries?
I'm just saying that it benefited South, and that is that they were able to properly control.
I don't think that's an argument at all. I don't think that's an argument that is sustainable. But let's get a response. Once again, let's get a response.
This is not a question of North and South. There is no, we are not for this South-North division. We are for a united India. But what you have stated is factually incorrect, not true to the facts. I'm sorry to say. And if you take the number of institutions, whether it is higher education institutions or industries, South is being neglected badly. So there is no point in making such a comparison. I'm sorry to say.
While you are saying that there is no need for a north-south divide, Adhav Arjuna, with which the Congress is in, the TVK, with which the Congress is in power in Tamil Nadu, has come out today to say that only certain northern states like UP and Gujarat get prominence when it comes to the Prime Minister's post. Why not South India? But that's factually incorrect. Whether it's Mr. Devegowda or Mr. PV Narasimha Rao, they have been from South. So why make such emotional appeals, Nikhil Jain, in the first place?
Compare the tenure of a 1-year Prime Minister with that of a 5-year or a 10-year Prime Minister, I don't think that's a very fair argument to make. Now, of course, Vijay is a politician. He is going to make a political argument about fair representation of people.
Divisive arguments. One second. While we are all arguing for the rights of every part of the country, when a minister comes out and makes these kinds of arguments, it's a little irresponsible. I
don't believe that it's a divisive argument. At the end of the day, it is fact. How many years has this country had a Prime Minister who's hailed from the south of the country? I don't think even 10 years total that it would add up to since we've been independent. It's about 80 years now. So I don't think it's a divisive argument. It's a factual argument. One might say that it is not because of any, overt discrimination by any political party. It just so happened that most of the chief prime ministers of the country happen to be from the northern part of the country. And moving forward, that can very well change. And I think that is what reflects in the politics of the India Alliance and the Congress Party. You look at the president of the Congress Party right now. He is from the south of the party. You look at the General Secretary organization. It is from the south of the party. Very well. Very well. So even if you have had any sort of underrepresentation of the South, I'm sure moving forward things can be fixed. Of course, if you have political parties that want to impose the North Indian language or the North Indian link language of Hindi on the southern states, I'm not so sure if we'll really move forward to that end.
I don't think that is going to happen, but yes. Okay, Gar, you want to respond to that?
I think majorly North Indian people have been Prime Minister. I think Modi ji, he's saying only 5 years, Modi ji is for 15 years. Like, this is not an argument. Modi ji has been elected by the people of the country. You have to accept that. Narasimha Rao was for 5 years. So it is not like that. You have to see the electoral situation. So it is not because of any discrimination. And I think delimitation is required because if you want an MP or an MLA to function properly for his constituency, obviously delimitation is how can one MLA, one MP, if the number of the population is growing, how we expect him to work efficiently? So for the MP or the MLA to work efficiently also, delimitation is required.
Okay, quick response.
Is required.
Okay, quick response.
We need to understand that before that, Dr. Manmohan Singh, he was from East India, east part of this country, that is Punjab. You know, northeastern part of this country, and
Northeastern, he was from Assam.
MP from
He was an MP from Assam. He hails from Punjab. Yeah.
So he's a
Punjab is from East India or North India, boss? You get your geography right. Come on.
No. So okay, Assam. So you need to see that people coming from different part of this country has given this opportunity by this country to become the prime minister of this country, and not just prime minister, but there are other constitutional posts which includes president of India, vice president of India, Lok Sabha speaker, etc. So what I'm saying is that the north-south divide has been created by few politicians in order to derail the delimitation process which is going to be implemented in this country.
Okay. You agree with that? You agree with that contention?
It's not a question of prime minister. It's a question of sharing your, resources. And if you go through the statistics, one thing is quite evident that southern states are neglected very badly, especially under this regime. So I can provide you statistics also. The question is that how to move forward. And this proposed formula is not at all acceptable to southern states because it will hamper the interest and the future progress of southern states. This is
we'll have to leave it there. All right. We'll have to leave it there. Completely out of time. Mr. P. Santosh Kumar, Nikhil Jain, Gargi Nandi Roy, Shashank Shekhar Jha, thanks so much for joining us on the Blueprint Explosive Exclusive. We have a big breaking update coming in. Times Now's access documents will show the post-flight report. Why did AI 2379